know who we are. You know who we are. We are QPR.
George Goddard is a name forever associated with QPR due to his exceptional goal-scoring efforts at the club, but he's also someone not often celebrated due to how long ago that he played. Now, this video will look back at his career, and although I've got no video footage of him, his incredible spell at QPR should not be forgotten. Now, George first came to the attention of Rangers whilst playing at Red Hill, where he also worked in the local bus garage. Now, following his move to QPR in June 1926, his contribution was both immediate and stunning. He made his debut on the 11th of September 1926 away at Brentford, where he scored his first QPR goal in a 4-2 defeat. His first 12 games for Rangers, he scored 11 goals, including a double in a 4-0 win over Norwich. His season went from strength to strength. In a mixed season for the team, he finished his first season with 23 goals, which was the highest total goals in a season for QPR for 14 seasons. And at the time, only 3 players had scored more goals in a single season for us. Goddard was not messing about, and he started the second season scoring twice in a 4-2 win over Newport. And he followed that up by scoring twice again in the second game of the season, home to Gillingham, in a 3-3 draw. He got his first hat-trick for Rangers in October 1927 in a 4-2 win over Bristol Rovers. And in what was a mid-table finish again for Rangers, he scored 26 goals in 34 appearances to show that first season was not a fluke. The 1928-29 season was even more impressive as he broke the record for the most goals in a season for a QPR player, scoring 38 goals in just 43 games. He began that season with a hat-trick against Torquay, and he also scored a hat-trick against them in the return fixture as he pushed QPR to a top 6 finish. From October until the end of December, he scored 15 goals in just 12 games, including a run of scoring 7 games in a row, which at the time was a club record, and one that wasn't beaten for another 40 years when Brian Bedford scored 8 in a row in the 61-62 season. He scored 4 goals in an 8-0 win over Merthyr, becoming only the 6th player in our history to score that many in a single game. He would go on to score 4 goals in a game on 4 separate occasions during his career at QPR, which is more than any other player in our history. In the 1929-30 season, he helped QPR to a 3rd place finish, with what turned out to be his best goal-scoring season, as he beat his own record scoring 39 goals in 45 games, and took his total at QPR to 126 goals in 160 games. He actually started that season slowly, scoring just 3 goals in the first 13 games of the season. That would prove to be just a blip, as the goals soon returned. He got a hat-trick in a 3-2 win over Norwich, and then he scored 7 goals in 5 games as we pushed for promotion. He finished the season strongly, scoring 4 in an 8-3 win over Swindon, before getting the winner at home to Brentford, and then he got another hat-trick in a 3-2 win at Brighton. In the 1930-31 season, he overtook Jimmy Birch as our highest ever goal scorer, with 27 goals in 31 games to take him past 150 career goals. Now, his final few seasons saw the numbers drop a little bit, but that was kind of to be expected. He still got 19 goals in 27 games during the 32-33 season, and he got 14 goals in 35 games the following year, taking him to an unassailable total of 186 career goals for QPR. Rangers were in a poor financial state at the time and needed to sell George to raise some money after a difficult spell at the White City Stadium. He moved across London to Brentford before having spells at Wolves, Sunderland and Southend United in the latter stages of his career. His time at QPR, though, was absolutely incredible. When you break down the numbers, it's hard to believe. He scored 186 goals in just 259 games. Those included just 5 penalties. He scored 110 of his goals at home, with 76 coming away from home. Now, George holds multiple club records. He got the most hat-tricks by a QPR player with 16 of them. He's got the most doubles scored by a QPR player, achieving that on 27 occasions. And of course, as mentioned before, he scored 4 goals in a single game, the most times for QPR, doing that on 4 different occasions. He is also our top ever goal scorer in league football, with 174 of his goals coming in league games. And of course, he is our top goal scorer in all competitions, with those 186 goals, unlikely to ever be beat. He also holds records of most goals against 10 different teams for QPR. His 7 goals against Crystal Palace is a record shared with George Rounce and Tommy Cheetham. His 10 goals against Brighton, Bristol Rovers, Swindon and Norwich hasn't been beaten by anyone else. He got 15 goals against Newport and 16 goals against Merthyr. Now, George sadly passed away in 1987, but he leaves behind a legacy of an incredible, never-to-be-beaten goal-scoring record. George Goddard goes down as our greatest ever goal scorer and a true legend at QPR. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a like and subscribe to the channel.